My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Cobalt Core. Alrighty then. I have healed from COVID. I just can't stop getting sick. And it is now time for more video game. So, I'm looking at this guy. I'm seeing Max. I'm seeing Artemis as well. Max is pretty versatile. I feel like with the Artemis's 4 shield, I should pick up Dizzy. Also, like, reasonable shield generation does seem very, very useful. I kind of want to pick up damage as well. Either Drake or... Actually, you know what? I don't think I've done Max, Drake, Dizzy, at least much before. Let's go with this. I'll lose the Max Hull in this instant, because I have so much of it. Gain a common artifact. Ooh. I wouldn't mind if I did. Removing 2 cards as well, though. Taking 2 basic shots out of this deck, suddenly it becomes so much stronger. Honestly, I could probably get the basic block out of here. At some point, that is going to be eclipsed. And that's gonna be pretty early on.
Ugh, this again. Can't we just take a break this time? Find a nice beach planet somewhere?
Beach planet? Please, no.
What's the matter? Do they not make black faux leather bathing suits specifically for hackers?
Actually, they do, and they're pretty sick. Oh, you're making fun of me.
Yeah.
Stop doing that, Drake. It's mean.
Alright, I could use a basic dodge and go 2 over to the left and then fire an EMP slug to prevent myself from taking any damage to the enemy. I could also just use an EMP slug and then heat sink my way out of the way, do 3 damage to the enemy, and dodge him. Keep the evade from previous.
So I know the enemy is using the Missile Bay to gain 2 shield this turn, so I really do want to keep the damage up if I actually want to be able to kill this in any reasonable period of time. So I'm looking to move 1 to the left, block shot, basic shot, corrupted core. 1 to the left would be lovely right now, but also not possible. Looks like this is definitely some sort of a reroll. I'm going to reroll and then use the admin deploy to play the EMP slug for free. And then follow up with another damage, because I'm going to need to keep using pretty much all of my remaining damage cards to get this enemy out in time. I'll take no actual damage to the enemy this turn. I'll deal another 3 back to you, so I have to deal 4 over the course of the next 2 turns. This did end up working out for me, but it could have been a lot better. Hopefully the enemy actually moves towards... No, they don't. Okay. I'm gonna heat sink over to you, fire 2 shots at you, and now I have to do 3 damage in the next cycle. Okay, maybe I burnt out the EMP slug a little too early. Maybe. Basic shot, admin deploy for some defense this turn, because otherwise I'm taking damage. I was looking at it at the time, thinking it might be a little hasty. Alas. Multi-stun. Stun, move to the left, and stun again. I like it, because if I stun and then move to the left, I'm lining up the stunned position from the very first shot with my brittle cockpit, so it means that if I use multi-stun, I can guarantee that the hit that would deal double damage isn't going to hit me. I mean, yeah, I could just multi-stun this turn. Nothing at all wrong with that. Speaking of nothing wrong with it, Shield Surge and an EMP Slug for 3 damage against the enemy. They'll gain some armor this turn. Turns out it was 2. I'll multi-stun. That's incoming 3 as well as a status, so I should definitely move out of the way of that. Let's use a shield surge to do so that I can try and make sure that I don't just suddenly die to a shot that hits a bit harshly. Make sure that I have some dodge for the future. Here's the way to do this. I'm gonna line myself up, EMP slug, and then a shield surge. Good damage. Ooh, even lines me up for a multi-shot, which I will burn out the multi-shot with the admin deploy this turn. That prevents both the enemy gaining more shield and them shooting me, and it dealt it damage because it hit a weak area. And then I can use heatsink so that I don't have to worry about overloading on heat and a corrupted core to burn it out of the deck. This one's gonna have to be basic dodge back to the middle and another EMP shot in the exact same way as previous. Multi-stun has now been jettisoned from this deck. Let's heatsink over, fire a block shot and a shield surge to gain some more resources. Damage is now gonna be a problem for us. Oh boy. Basic dodge, 1 over, fire an EMP, and I'm gonna be taking heat damage this turn, as well as losing all the rest of my shield. Yeah, okay, maybe I needed to focus on a little bit more damage earlier than I did. Maybe. And that maybe is evidenced by the fact that I definitely did. And oh boy. Probably gonna die about it. Yeah, there's that extra heat. Really can't afford that at the moment. You see. EMP slug gonna reroll. I'm still safe. Technically. Now I will die this turn. But also, I do get the enemy 1 away from death themselves. So I consider that a moral victory, despite the fact that it is not a moral victory, nor a real victory, nor any kind. Actually, to walk that back a little bit, don't burn out your damage so quickly and maybe focus on getting a little bit more damage more early, especially in hardest mode, where the enemy is gaining shield, like a really reasonable amount of shield consistently. You can't really afford to be doing less than 2 damage every 2 turns. And a couple went by there. Let's get the 2 comm cards out of the deck. I'm still taking 1 basic shot and 1 basic block out here. Block shot, shield surge, and basic shot are an easy use this turn. Ooh. Prevent the enemy from gaining any additional stat. No, I'm just gonna fire on them for damage, 4 damage. The additional stat was power drive that they gained there. Let's go with a block shot, shield surge, basic shot. I'll move 1 over so that I'm not taking double damage there. Amp slug, basic shot, and 4 more health that I have to deal with. Amp slug and a basic shot. Combustion engine. For the amount of heat that you currently have, instantly move that many spaces in a certain direction, and it's flippable. I'm really tempted to go for shuffle shot here. It randomizes the order of the cards in your hand, but it also does 2 damage and upgrades to 3 for a single energy. That's not that bad for this early on. System security doesn't make that much sense unless I was working with retain in some fashion, as it's significantly worse than the rate at which Dizzy can generate those resources. Unmanned ship up ahead, and it's hailing us? Well, he's back. Wait, hang on. Let me find it. I finally plugged in the rest of my office again, which means one of these as the thing I'm not gonna do this consistently, but it seems so appropriate here. Looking for the letters RBT. Oh man, if it turns out they were on the first one I was looking on. So sorry about the amount of time taken. Ah! There we are. Welcome back, Commander. How may I help you? It's the robot preset on that. Honestly, I don't think it sounds as robotic as many other things could have. Upgrading cards to type A or type B. That was definitely not worth the payoff. Oh well. Okay. What do we have here? We've got EMP slugs that could upgrade to A. Heat shield upgrades to A. Honestly, I like the upgrade to A for most of these. I would prefer. EMP slug gets A, and so does shield surge. Great.
Do you need any other assistance?
See, like it's not... It's so weird as a robot voice. It doesn't sound good like a robot voice. But it says it's the robot setting. Right. I prefer the more subtle things that this can do. Let's upgrade a card here. I'm looking to get Heat Sink, perhaps, to 0 cost. Move 2 spaces, though. That's pretty significant. Actually, Shuffle Shot for 1 more damage. Yeah, because I didn't really get that much damage. I got 1 more damage on my EMP shot. Let's take Shuffle Shot to upgrade. Especially because I know I've got 2 elites coming up soon. Oh boy. As much as I want to fire the EMP slug at him, this represents a really good opportunity to defend entirely with temporary shield while generating more shield and some more evade, resources that are going to be otherwise hard for me to generate in this deck. Shuffle Shot. I'm going to use that admin deploy to burn out a basic shot. I have enough other damage cards in this deck at this point that is just trash, effectively. Speaking of trash, we've drawn some trash. Definitely time for a Shuffle Shot and a reroll. And you know what? I'll even use Block Shot. Leave both of the trash in the deck. Admin deploy to get rid of the trash. Sure, why not? 1 damage and a basic dodge. Really holding on to this evade. And I think that's a good move because it enables me this turn to fire the EMP slug and then the Shuffle Shot and then just move entirely out of dodge. Prepared to finish him off with a basic. Volatile Vapor for 3 damage but -1 to our max shield capacity is not what I'm looking for. However, Firewall. 1 shield, 1 temp shield, and a heat. However, if we upgrade this, we can get it to reduce heat for us. I'd love that. Let's take a Firewall. There's surprisingly few heat reduction options outside of the prevention of it from interactions like Serenity or other artifacts. Not that Serenity is an artifact, but you can get given Serenity by an artifact, certainly. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me not to fire the EMP slug for 8 damage directly to the center of the enemy. Also throw up a shield surge. Shuffle Shot. I will probably just take the 2 here, I think. Oh no, basic dodge so that I have the ability to line back up with the cockpit on a later turn? Sure. On a later turn like this, 8 damage, that'll do. Shuffle Shot doubles to 6, basic to 2. You know, block a burnout and volatile vapor. 2 different ways of spending my shield capacity if I really wanted to. Not that I do. If we had the other upgrade of shield surge that gives us shield capacity, I might be able to see my way to it, but we don't. And in fact, we're locked out of getting it because we have this one, precluding some certain events. Momentum, gain a shield, +1 for each time this being played this combat. Love it. Deck's relatively thin, I can use Adamant Deploy to burn other cards out of the deck. This will eventually just be 1 energy, gain 4 shield. Which is good. Photon Condenser. All of Dizzy's cards that attack deal +1 damage. It's currently just Block Shot. Or Armored Bay. On pickup, your Missile Bay gains armor, so 1 less damage constantly to that Missile Bay. Protects us entirely against Duncan's Mining Drill. Heat Distiller, gain a Serenity on every 3rd turn. Prevention of a bit more heat, love that. It's so useful. Frankly, a little bit ridiculously so. I'm thinking Shield Surge, Basic Shot, and Heat Sink. Ooh. Absolutely hit him with a Slug and a Momentum. Start building that up. Unfortunately, I can't move here, so I'm going to get a little bit more heat than I wanted. Basic dodge 1 space over, EMP slug, preventing the enemy's hit against me. If they ever hit me though, they are going to give me an overload of heat, or rather, they would have. 2 damage, and I'm gonna remove 1 of my heat with the heat sink. And now we have another Serenity. Gosh, Heat Distiller is so strong. I'm gonna use Admin Deploy to play out the EMP slugs so that I can save extra energy for generation of resources. Enemy down. Oh, this is exciting. Clean Exhaust. Play all cards that exhaust for free. They cost 0 energy. Overclock. Overclock adds 2 to the next status you gain. Only problem is, the only status it currently really can affect is Serenity from our Heat Distiller. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. It would effectively allow me to use as much heat as I want that entire fight forever. Clean Exhaust though? It has a lot of potential. I'm gonna go for the Clean Exhaust. I recognize potential in anything that nullifies the cost of many things for some sort of a perpetual motion device. Something that moves infinitely. Your first attack each turn pierces, or every 4th turn gain an overdrive. Well, okay, that would have been another thing that would have interacted with the boost. That said, I'm not against override.
Hello, dearies. What brings you to Grandma's Weapons and Bakery today?
Oh, do you have any of those chocolate coconut things?
Both?
I don't know if I want a random rare. I kind of want to remove another basic shot from the deck, but... Oh, okay, I have an upgrade after this, so I have an opportunity to pick up more damage. Best opportunity to pick up more damage at that point would be upgrading the block shot. Oh boy. Let's have a look at the block shot. That's not what I'm looking for. Maybe I want the random rare. Backup stick. Make a temp copy of your leftmost card. Oh dear. I see the tools here. I see the tools. Admin Deploy. Let's make you B cost. Let's allow you to play anything in my hand, just in case, you know, I have a Clean Exhaust. Oh, momentum. I don't even have to move this turn. That's perfect. Momentum. Shuffle. Block shot. 3 incoming damage this turn. I may hit him with a shield surge. A basic and then a corrupted core burnout. Let's give him a big old EMP slug for 4 damage. Incoming damage this turn is 2. I can make it 1 with an EMP slug as well. So I'll do so. And as much as I could prevent more damage this turn, I'm also generating a lot of shielding already, and I'm going to play Momentum the next time I draw it, so I'm going to do 4 more damage with a Shuffle Shot rather than playing the Shield Surge there. That may not have been correct! Oh! Boy. I'm gonna certainly heat sink. Incoming damage this turn is now 6. Hit him with a momentum and a basic dodge. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take 0 damage, but use all of my evade this turn. I've lined myself up in a position. The crystalline entity doesn't like to move much. Maybe at all. I've lined myself up in a position where they don't have the ability to hit my cockpit. Unfortunately, here I will still be taking some damage. Block shot, basic, and a firewall. Feel free to hit me for the full 4. Incoming is 5 this turn. I still feel like I should fire the shuffle shot when I get it. I'm not going to. I'm going to re-roll so that I don't take any hull damage this turn, just in case. Let's play a little safe. Momentum and Shield Surge, as well as a basic dodge, seems great this turn. I don't want to move 1 space here, because then I'd have to move back next turn if I wanted to actually be able to strike the enemy in any way. Incoming damage this turn is 4. Choose a card in hand, play it for free. There goes the exhaust. Woohoo! It's not gonna do anything. It's very much a tool for the future. But I'm glad to have it. 8 damage. Oh boy. There's a big EMP slug. Incoming damage is 6. I can make it 3 if I move 1 to the left. In which case, I'm probably better served by using a shuffle shot on the enemy this turn, rather than trying to defend, so that it's just 1 damage takes them out next turn and they don't have to deal with this whole oncoming barrage. Okay. Well, Stun Source would be easy to play. It would be. I'm gonna get you, sure. Out of these, I'm gonna take Stun Source, the Exhaust card. We also have From Hell's Heart, which I still don't really understand how to utilize effectively in high difficult. I don't know. Freeze Dry. Also, it's cool, but Stun Source is very expensive. Gain an extra energy every turn. Gain an extra heat every turn. Hunter Wings. If you end your turn with more than 0 energy, your wings will retract and become empty until your next turn starts, which means that we won't have these spaces. And we'll just have the missile bay. I like it. On pick up, remove 3 cards, though. Okay. Do I even have 3 cards I want to remove? I mean, basic dodge, basic shot, basic shot. The only thing is I'm not getting much more evade in the deck after that point, so I have to be certain that I want that gone. I could go re-roll basic shot, basic shot. Have only 3 damage cards in the entire deck. I have an ability to generate another copy of EMP Slug A at least with a backup stick. I don't know. Extra energy every turn for a heat does seem pretty bad. And, very quick upgrades on firewall and heatsink would make that reasonably manageable. I've never used the Hunter Wings before. That's what the tiebreak is here. I've never used these before. Let's do it. Make a temp copy of our leftmost card. Get another copy of Shield Surge. That's not that bad, but get another copy of Shuffle Shot might be even better. I can prevent the enemy from gaining more overdrive this turn if I'd like. Ah, I know how I'm gonna do it as well. Corrupted Core heatsink, and then retract my wings! Let's go momentum, block shot, and then do the same trick. Ooh, yeah, I will use admin deploy to save an energy, EMP slugging the enemy right where they were gonna hit me. Get him with a momentum, and I'm gonna need some dodge on a later turn, thank you very much. I'm getting the ability to play Clean Exhaust less often than I thought I was going to. Oh well, it's fine. Oh, speaking of how fine it is. Shuffle shot. Shield Surge, and then I retract my wings. Yeah, wing retraction's pretty sick. It's really good. Shuffle shot and a basic will do it. EMP. Set your shield to 0. Set your enemy shield to 0. Stun every intent on the board. Instantly end your turn. It costs 3 and it exhausts. Oh no! Momentum A is here! I want it, but I'm gonna take EMP though. Oh, but it tied up my stomach a little bit to do so. The more other good cards I get, the more it makes sense to actually upgrade Clean Exhaust to just be playable. Let's do it.
Getting hail from research vessel.
Hail, are you available for a brief test of Dr. Bjorn's latest invention, the Duplictron? This might sting a bit.
You know what's wrong, right? If I'd upgraded this to the other side. That's all I needed to do. The first admin deploy I draw, I play Clean Exhaust, and then I just draw through my entire deck. It would have been sick. I don't need that much stun. That said, the B upgraded. No, but I would have to upgrade it first. No. I really want to upgrade things. You know what? I'm gonna get 1 copy of Admin Deploy to make it easier to do things in the first cycle, but God, if I did the other upgrade, I would have gone so good. It would have been so good. I really want the stun source to immediately stun. Yeah. Something like this. Admin Deploy, stun source. Get him. I'm gonna play the Clean Exhaust for free. I don't know if I need a second copy of the EMP slug. I'll get it because it's more damage. Now I do this entire turn and then I play EMP at the end. Instantly cancelling all of the enemy's actions. Woohoo. Moving one further space there actually prevents me from losing any hull. Incoming this turn is 4 damage. Let's go with a block shot. And then firewall, and then I remember that I actually retract my wings. Oh, it's a good time to remember that at least. Boom. Artemis wings are actually sick as hell, and I should never underestimate them. Mimesis. Are you right for this deck? At the start of your turn, lose a shield and then gain twice as much in temp. It's a low-cost exhaust card. I don't really care about this that much. Another copy of EMP, though. Don't mind if I do. Jettison Hatch, you may remove 2 cards at repair yards, or make 1 part brittle on the enemy. Removing 2 cards at repair yards would actually give me the ability to make this so much faster. Overclock generator and extra energy every 3rd turn? Yes. Don't care about the Grazer Beam.
What say that we make this an honorable duel? I shan't hit thine weak points, if ye deign not to hit mine.
Sure. I'm gonna make this guy hit me my weakest point. I'm gonna shuffle shot and then momentum. And then I'm gonna backup stick my stun source so that when I'm playing stun sources later, when they're free, it's gonna be sick. I should play clean exhaust this turn. And I'm just gonna take the hull damage rather than move 1 space over. Oh man, these admin deploys. This is really not the hand that I wanted to draw. Okay, basic shot, and then I'm gonna EMP at the end of it. Let's give him a big old EMP slug. I'll gain some shielding. So I could take the enemy out right now. But I could also try and force him to hit my weak point, but that's gonna be really difficult to defend from. You know what? No, I'm going for kill. Die. Right, I forgot that happens. Acid Cannon! It doesn't exhaust on either of its upgrades. Not really worth it to me. Enrage. Give the enemy a power drive, but stun all of their stuff this turn. Upgrades both make it 0 cost, but they give the enemy an extra power drive if you want to also draw a card and gain an energy. No thank you. Desperate measures are not yet called for. I don't think I need to burn my own ship down. Oh god. The retraction of my wings being not necessarily on both the other sides? Sure, let's do it. Both of my... Oh boy. So if I end the turn with at least 1 energy, both of these wings on the right-hand side are going to retract in. Remove 2 cards. It's definitely 2 basic shots at this point. Oh my gosh. I have enough to play Stun Source straight out. Ooh, but EMP is actually very effective this turn. And I can even play Momentum in order to get it start rolling. Sure, Momentum and EMP. EMP is really effective because it cancels all of the enemy actions there, including trying to gain all of the temporary armor they were going to. But also, it just got rid of 12 shield immediately. gain another basic dodge back. I can just retract my wings under these missiles. I'm not taking any damage this turn. Oh, wow. Admin deploy on the clean exhaust, thank you. And then I'll gain some shielding for the later turns when it will be relevant. Oh, no, no, no! I used all of my energy, which meant that I ended up taking the damage. Oops. It's okay. It's okay. I don't need to use backup stick on anything this turn, unfortunately. And then I end my turn without playing anything else so that my wings actually retract. Perfect. There's no incoming damage this turn. I could use EMP. I could also not, because it doesn't matter. Retract those wings again, take 0 damage. This is working out perfectly. I do have a Serenity, so I can fire the EMP slug happily. Temp copy of the leftmost card will give me another copy of EMP for the future. Still don't think it's necessary. Love how hard it is to hit us. Classic block, a little bit of momentum, dodge, we're all set up. I brought you the heart, witch. Give me the damage. Gone. Ooh. See, now the idea of getting an overclock that also draws 2 cards? Well, of course that appeals. Sure, it might get interrupted by some sort of stun source, etc. But it could also just give me a Serenity or a Overdrive. If nothing else, it does draw cards. Thermoreactor. Gain 1 extra energy every turn, but also an extra heat. No, thank you. Permanently gain +1 max shield on pickup. Gain 1 shield at the start of every turn. If shield was already full, take 2 hull damage. No, thank you. Light strap boot disc. Light speed boot disc, sorry. On the first turn of battle, draw an extra card and gain an extra energy on pickup. Choose a card that is not buoyant in your deck. Make it buoyant. That is to say, put it in your opening hand. Clean exhaust time. I guess I just draft the things with the largest exhaust costs now. Especially if they draw. I'm gonna overclock. And then EMP. Just EMP again this time, maybe? I'm legitimately considering it. The effect of this, of course, is the first 3 shots I fire will stun the enemy. That said, I don't move and I don't have that many shots in the deck. I now definitely need to draw out a couple of more attack cards. Let's retract those wings. I also want to be over the left-hand side of the enemy wherever possible here. So I'm kind of uncomfortable. Obviously, let's keep up the momentum there. Hey, slung him for the kill. Please give me damage. Those aren't. Those capacitors with the ability to gain extra shield capacity does certainly have an appeal here. Gets made easier to play with the boosts. Yeah, it's probably the best way for me to gain shield capacity at this point. So I could upgrade EMP not to set my own armor down, but I already have 2 copies of it. It feels like I'd have to upgrade both of them to have any effect. I'm gonna upgrade Overclock. Ooh, hell yes. This is where I want to be. Clean exhaust, Overclock. Up to core. Unfortunately, I can't hit the enemy with a stun source this turn. Actually, Firewall, Heatsink. Oh no, because I gave myself 3 fire. That was the stat I boosted. Oops. I'm gonna move 1 further over and then stun the enemy, preventing their damage, and also... Duncan, I don't have to worry about your mining drill because of the missile bay. I mentioned it earlier. I'm gonna deploy a boost capac. I do want to make a temporary copy of the EMP slug, but unfortunately I can't get that to be my leftmost card in hand this round. Annoyingly, because I can't move, I'm actually locked in a position where, oh god. Yeah, where I'm going to lose all of my shield there. Well, at least I've got EMP on a following up turn. Especially because I still can't move. Just gonna have to EMP, pass that turn. Okay, this is a much safer position. You hit my armor, and I stun your main. Perfect. Gain a little bit more evasion afterwards. Now we're all behaving. Gain some basic dodge. Sink some heat away before I EMP. I'll move 1 further space before firing on the enemy and even boosting capacitors at the very end of the turn. Especially because I have another basic dodge available in this hand, I'm definitely going to line myself back up with the enemy, basic dodge, and sure, I'll even heat sink. I should have fired a block shot first. 1 space over, block that hit. Nothing against my armor. 6 damage now for the enemy. That's all it'll take. Make that 2 more. Butt mash. Get the hell out of dodge. Suddenly generate 3 shield and dodge 3 to the left and gain an evade. Yep. It's expensive and it exhausts, so I can play it for free. First thing I fire on this enemy is going to activate it. I'm going to gain some basic dodge. At the end of this turn, it will activate even if I don't activate it, so I should definitely do it myself. I want to gain another EMP. Fire a basic on the enemy, wake it up, and then EMP to stop it. Overclock B. Three energy left this turn. I'm going to take 1. Okay, next turn I'm going to generate an overdrive. That's going to be added to by 2 from, there we go, that overdrive as well. Stun source the enemy for 7 damage. And then an EMP slug. Block shot, and I'll even fire an EMP at the end. I don't really have to do much at all this turn for it to be successful. I just have to not spend all my energy. Shuffle shot, boost the capacitors, heat sink, and then EMP. Lined up for any damage to take the enemy out this turn. Would you believe I got no damage? That said, solved this turn. Ventilator, another button mash, and then flashpoint. Definitely taking the button mash here as well. They're always just available. Choose a card with exhaust in your deck and no longer exhaust. Now, okay. Ooh, so, problem with this. I have to assume that that means that it won't become 0 cost. That's the only thing that would make sense to me. I can make backup stick. Not exhaust, giving me the ability to dupe more things. Overclock doesn't seem like a good one because it still then just becomes 2 energy to draw 2 cards. Sure, you also get 2 boosts and you have the ability to do that on later turns, but also I sometimes use that on burn and the enemies use statuses on me as well. I don't have that many statuses that are super good to use with Overclock that I can generate without just, you know, waiting for time to pass. If you end your turn with more than 0 energy, gain a shield. I'm often incentivized to do that because of the Hunter's Wings. I'm gonna go with the safety lock on the backup stick. That'll also give me the ability to dupe more damage cards, which I think is going to be really necessary. Backup stick. Choose a card in hand. Yes. Let's not have it be the leftmost card in hand. Shield memory, shield loss between combats, or gain 2 evade on the first turn. Evade is so difficult for us to get. Hey you! Welcome to my emporium of wondrous ideas, traveler. May I offer you one of my creations?
These all seem a bit absolutely useless.
Perhaps they are, or perhaps they aren't. Buckshot, Waltz, and Bruise. Damn! Okay, this guy occasionally has Battery, I think it's called. It's a 3 cost that exhausts and gives you 3 energy. You can imagine how useful that would be in this scenario, which is to say, not very. My big limitation is actually card draw more than energy at this point. Buckshot, Waltz, Bruise. those, oh boy, I don't really need any of these. They don't interact positively with any things that I can do. I mean, you know, closest is buckshot, but if I have to wait until overdrive is on so that I can use buckshot for 3 damage, it's just not worth it. Oh, the Shrinking Titan. I literally just need to survive this fight. I'm gonna play the Clean Exhaust for free. Move 1 space over and stun source, yeah? It's overclock. Ooh, if I button mash, then the status that gets boosted will be evade. That's really good. So I can use momentum and then button mash. Even use another basic dodge at the end. Woo. Nothing wrong with just straight up EMPing this guy either. Yep, there you go. Because they don't corrode themselves additionally, but they still take the damage from the corrosion they already have. Slug and mash to get out of there. And then as long as I leave myself with energy, the wings will retract. Let's make a copy of EMP so that I can do this on future turns as well. I'll EMP the enemy. Slug, move a little bit over as well so that my wings retract for safety. I'm gonna boost capacity only to EMP away all of my own shields. Classic shuffle shot into the EMP slug for the kill. Spacer. I mean, it draws a card anyway, so I don't want to not take it. Ooh, strong start. Gain a boost at the start of your first turn of combat, yeah. Okay, so that's good in that, like, I can use it to boost my overdrive or my heat distiller if they're lined up appropriately. I'm assuming it wouldn't boost the evade from the jet thrusters. I'm assuming that Overcharger would tick over appropriately, but every 5th time you attack, gain and evade, that's not good for us. It's just, the thing is, we're very likely to end up with the double status of Clean Exhaust. So, for all of the rest of combat, 2 times all exhaust and single use cards will cost 0 energy. They'll be set to 0 energy 2 times. Which, of course, is not different at all, not even slightly. Alright, looking at this deck again, how do I amp the damage back up? I don't think I really can. I always wonder if I'm best utilized in, like, you know, removing firewall and block shot. The cards that I often don't even play. Okay, yeah, unfortunately the boost came after the overdrive, so it's gonna give me a second copy of Clean Exhaust. Admin, deploy out that Clean Exhaust. Yeah, I'll just let my wings retract now. Stun source B, move 1 space over, stun the middle line as well, and now I'm lined up with armor. Use a spacer to draw, and I don't need to do anything about that. Leave the EMP for later rounds when it might be needed. Ooh, Time for an overclock. Just card in hand to make a temp copy. A temp copy of Shuffle Shot would not be bad. That's good damage for a good cost. I'm gonna boost capacitors as well. Yeah, so that increased the... So shield capacity is considered a status for the sake of that, which I'm over the moon to see, but did not really expect. Which is gonna, I guess, be a bit evident here when I take some damage I wasn't expecting. That's fine. I'll leave a button mash in the deck for later. Go ahead and make a temp copy. I don't need to just make a ridiculous amount of copies of boost generators and just keep doing that. That doesn't seem useful. I will get another EMP. And I will use it this turn as well. There you go, buddy. Give me your best damage. Ooh, Shuffle Shot to stop a missile. Don't mind if I do. Burn 2 trash out of the deck, move 1 space over. Incoming damage is now completely nullified by our armor. Temp, rather. Let's go with a Shuffle Shot into a move, into an EMP slug, and then if I still feel threatened in any way, shape, and or form, I can just ring that EMP doorbell. I'm not going to. It's good to know that I could. Oh, Momentum again. I am so over the moon to see you every single time. I would love to make a copy of Momentum at this point. Just let my wings retract there for full safety. I love a turn where I can legitimately button mash at the very start of it. Admin deploy out a boost capacitor, and then shield surge. All of that, and I'll still retract my wings. God, Max is so good at resource generation. These are not the cards I want to be able to make copies of. Fine, I'm gonna make a copy of EMP so that I heat sink my way over and then EMP the enemy. That's a good momentum right there. Big ol' Shuffle Shot. 1 space over. Hit him with another shuffle. 0 damage this turn. Enemy has 20 remaining. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't kill exceptionally quickly. I'm gonna momentum right before I EMP, losing all of the shielding that I just gained there, cancelling all of the enemy's actions, but... Oh, signing me up for a possible EMP this turn as well? Don't mind if I do. Cancel those actions as well, thank you. I will happily make another copy of Shuffle Shot. As it is easy damage. 5 health left on the enemy, and certainly more than 5 damage available.
You are growing stronger. Who shall it be this time?
Max, obviously.
So you can see into our souls and read our minds or whatever, right? Yes. Then, why bother talking to us? Like,
Why not just do it telepathically?
Anything but the slightest telepathic influence would annihilate your soul.
Wait, souls are real?
Yes,
And they can be annihilated?
very much so.
Sick. Thanks for not, doing that.
Your gratitude is noted.
T-minus 9 days until the explosion.
Hey Max, I found your thumb drive on the ground in the core control room.
Oh, dude, very good. I put that there. You have passed my test.
Right, the thumb drive could have been full of viruses. Don't worry though, I plugged it in to check.
Sorry, bud. I just gotta report this security breach to Perry.
Ah, crud. Now she'll never let me do my cool experiments.
Cool experiments?
Well, the core does weird things sometimes.
Weird? Weird how?
It emits signals that I can't really make sense of, and they change over time.
Whoa, really? Well, I just upgraded Cat with some pattern recognition capabilities.
Correct! How can I assist?
We could plug her into the core.
I'm listening.
I see. We can see the culminating influence of all of the events that is going to lead to this catastrophe. At the very end of the next episode, we're going to be piloting the Ares in it, and there's going to be Max on the ship, but other than that, who knows? For the moment, my name's going to be Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Cobalt Core. Top left is the series playlist for all our content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation is down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And above the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to... I think it's 3D at this point? Oh, Yannick. I think it's Yannick.